We expect all our businesses to have a positive impact on our top and bottom lines. Jeff Bezos. Whether it's positive or negative press, it's all good. I do understand the game. Lisa Lumps. African art is functional. It serves a purpose. It's not dormant. It should be healing, a source of joy. Steph. If anybody has a bad day, they'll just come to my room because they know I'll bring out the positive. Simon Biles. It is true that as people, we tend to remember only the positive. With time, the grim details fade away. Coleman Domingo. Having haters is just a part of the business, and the more haters you have, the more people like you, Nick Jonas. Reggae is a very positive genre. It is surrounded by positive words, lyrics, and people, coffee. Visibility is not, in itself, always a good thing, so when it is in the hands of those who need positive visibility, it can be hard enough. Make a goal box, a chart of positive daily contact with the family when you are working with them. Richard J. Scott. You must stand as guard at the door of your own mind and choose to be positive. Gail Kelly. I'm living on this positive mind farm where I'm only attracting positive things. Shamik Moore. The first thing successful people do is view failure as a positive signal to success. Brendan Burchard. If you could get your subconscious mind to agree with your conscious mind about being happy, that's when your positive thoughts work. Bruce Lipton. Captain America was probably the most universally positive experience I've had in this mad business. Joe Johnston. Life is short, youth is finite, and opportunities endless. Have you found the intersection of your passion and the potential for world-shaping positive impact? Justin Rosenstein. When you're down, are you going to be mentally down and make it last longer? Or are you going to stay positive? Mookie Betts. Properly used, positive reinforcement is extremely powerful. B. F. Skinner. Send out a cheerful, positive greeting, and most of the time you will get back a cheerful, positive greeting. Zig Ziglar. When you go through a negative situation, don't think about it. Make it positive. Yoko Ono. I'm a very positive person. My grandmother taught me that happiness is both a skill and a decision. Helen McCrory. It's important to think good, speak good, and do good. If we want to see positive change in the world, then we need to connect to goodness. Shar Erison. Firefly was and always will be such a positive thing for me. I hold a lot of really good memories associated to that show. Jewel State. If a girl is smiling and is bringing positive energy and she's happy, that's what I notice right away. Enter Tiff, Chandler Parsons. Social distance makes it all the easier to focus on small differences between groups and to put a negative spin on the ways of others and a positive spin on our own. Daniel Goleman. I believe the only thing that we really have control over is our attitude. If we focus on the positive things in our lives and learn how to cope with all the surprises, we will be happier people. Brandon Jenner. Adopting a really positive attitude can work wonders to adding years to your life, a spring to your step, a sparkle to your eye, and all of that. Christy Brinkley. Do you feel gloomy? Lift your eyes, stand on your feet, say a few words of appreciation and love to the Lord. Be positive, Gordon B. Hinckley. In moments of difficulty, there are positives you can take and lessons you can learn. Tyrone Mings. Surround yourself with positive people. Melanie Fiona. I try and look at the positives in every situation. Finn Balor. I try to do the right thing. If you do what you know is right, then you're a good person. You might not win short-term all the time, and financial gain might not be there all the time. But ultimately, you can be pretty happy, and you can do some pretty good things in the world. Keep a positive outlook. Gunnar Peterson. My ultimate aim is to make euthanasia a positive experience. Jack Kevorkian. Your Heavenly Father will help you find the right path as you seek His guidance. Remember though, after you pray, you must get off your knees and start doing something. Positive, head in the right direction. Margaret D. Nadal. Surround yourself with positive people. Melanie Fiona. When you go through a negative situation, don't think about it. Make it positive. Yoko Ono. There's sadness to anyone that dies before their time, and specifically ones that seem to affect people in a positive way. It doesn't matter if it's Whitney Houston or a nameless, faceless person on the street. That's just as big of a tragedy for me, Chris Cornell. Do you feel gloomy? Lift your eyes, stand on your feet, say a few words of appreciation and love to the Lord. Be positive, Gordon B. Hinckley. Disagreements are one of the fundamental positive aspects of science. Anthony Fauci. I love everybody. One of the great things about me is that I have a very positive attitude. Imelda Marcos. It's important to think good, speak good, and do good. If we want to see positive change in the world, then we need to connect to goodness. Shari Arison. Artists from all over the world have had a lot of positive influence on me. Their works always inspire me. Jackson Wang. Firefly was and always will be such a positive thing for me. I hold a lot of really good memories associated to that show. True state. I'm not drawn to actresses, that I have no rules about that. I just want to be around positive people. Travis Fimmel. I think the positive competition between states in India is one of the most positive dynamics that the country has. Bill Gates. Right now, people seem to be very tentative about the positive benefits of capitalism. Jeb Bush. When you see people getting involved in comic relief, especially in tough times or times of recession, that's very positive. Aisling B. I realize myself that he wastes a lot of time and energy, and I would rather redirect any energy that I have to good and positive use. Julian Cope. Sexism is part of every industry and must be addressed, but I try not to focus on the negative, the positive side of what we can bring. Angelina Jolie. The key thing about wealth in a capitalist economy is that it reproduces itself, and usually earns a positive net return. Robert Solow. I think we all suffer from guilt at some point in our lives. But for the most part, I never really regret, and I try to always remain positive. Channing Tatum. I believe that every single person was brought into this world for a purpose, and that we should never leave the world as we found it. We should always strive to make a positive change. Susie Bini Tanzi. You just keep a positive attitude no matter what comes in your way. Challenges. Roadblocks. Don't let it phase you, and you can overcome anything. Rose Namajunas. You can do everything you can to try to stop bad things from happening to you, but eventually, things will happen, so the best prevention is a positive attitude. Marie Osmond. Every minute counts. Being on time or not can mean the difference of a win or a loss. And even if something positive or negative happening in life. Stan Wawrinka. The research says that being successful doesn't automatically make you happier, but being happier, being more positive, makes you more successful. Sean Aiko. I'm very protective of my energy. You have to protect your energy around outside sources because your positive energy can be cancelled out by someone's dark energy. Kool-Aid. Good is positive, evil is merely privative, not absolute. It is like cold, which is the privation of heat. All evil is so much death for non-entity. Benevolence is absolute and real. So much benevolence as a man hath, so much that had he. Ralph Waldo Emerson. When the negative thoughts come, and they will, they come to all of us. It's not enough to just not dwell on it. You've got to replace it with a positive thought. Joel Austin. There are positive things that come on social media as well as negative. Millie Bobby Brown. Positive emotion alienated from the exercise of character leads to emptiness, to inauthenticity, to depression, and, as we age, to the annoying realization that we are fidgeting until we die. Martin Seligman. You win football games by first getting possession and then running 3 and 5-yard plays, not by Hail Mary passes, common sense, elbow grease, and keeping a positive attitude. Greg Gianforte. When you have a lot of communication online before you go out with someone, it builds up a false sense of who the person is. There's a tendency to fill in the blanks with positive information, Joanna calls. I am very optimistic, and I always think positive, but within reason, and never getting too far ahead of the game, Luis Fonsi. I've always been motivated more by negative comments than by positive ones. I know what I do well. Tell me what I don't do well. Abby Wambach. Attributing to anything or anyone more good than God has attributed to them is not a positive move, nor does it mean that you have done them any good, said Nosey. Food has always brought me comfort and the being is triggered when I'm in a space that is not positive, Janet Jackson. I'm a very positive person. My grandmother taught me that happiness is both a skill and a decision, and you are responsible for the outcome, Helen McCrory. It's nice to have a positive impact on someone else's life, and I feel like, with my actions, that I've had a positive impact on someone else's life, Jason Collins. Whence it follows that God is absolutely perfect, since perfection is nothing but the magnitude of positive reality, in the strict sense, setting aside the limits or bounds in things which are limited, Gottfried Leibniz. A positive atmosphere nurtures a positive attitude, which is required to take positive action, Richard M. DeVos. There is something quite amusing about someone who is relentlessly positive and wants to be everyone's friend in a cynical world, Lolly Avethorpe. I influence people, hopefully on the positive side, Isaac Hayes. In moments of difficulty, there are positives you can take and lessons you can learn, Tyrone Mings. I actually think that I'm a rather optimistic and happy person. It's just that I'm not a very positive person. If you see the difference, Linus Torvalds. If a girl is smiling and is bringing positive energy and she's happy, that's what I notice right away, and her teeth, Chandler Parsons. But reason always cuts a poor figure beside sentiment, the one being essentially restricted, like everything that is positive, while the other is infinite, honorable talk. We must not constantly talk about tackling obesity and warning people about the negative consequences of obesity. Instead, we must be positive about the fun and benefits to be had from healthy living, trying to get rid of people's excuses for being obese by tackling the issue in a positive way, Andrew Lansley. President Obama has basically avoided or not done any attempt to intervene in any positive way in the housing market. I think in the financial crisis, that's been a shame, Glenn Hubbard. It's silly to me to not be positive about rock advancing and growing. Really, we just want rock and roll to be mainstream, John Gwally. I collect crystals and gemstones, and I've been collecting them since I was a little girl. They give me positive energy and strength. They make me feel connected to the earth. I cherish them, Isabel Lucas. I try to make everything a positive, even if it comes off negative, Farrah Abraham. Financial institutions, the corporate world and civil society, all must uphold high standards of probity in their working. Only a genuine partnership between government and its people can bring about positive change to create a just society, Pratibha Patil. With a complicated childhood, you can either focus on the positive or the negative, and I chose to focus on the positive, Jeanette Walls. If you so choose, even the unexpected setbacks can bring new and positive possibilities. If you so choose, you can find value and fulfillment in every circumstance, Ralph Marston. Take stock of your thoughts and behavior each night. Ask yourself, when were you negative when you could have been positive? When did you withhold love when you might have given it? When did you play an erotic game instead of behaving in a powerful way? Use this process to self-correct. Marianne Williamson. There have been some positive things that have happened for the tribes, but it's a constant, vigilant fight about protecting our resources we have in terms of land and rights. John Trello. I am quite a positive person. I always try to see the good in every situation. The good in everybody. Glenn McGraw. I loved all the Princess films, and I grew up with them, and I think it's really cool how they've changed over the years, how the princesses have become more positive role models right up until Frozen, Lily James. I've specifically decided to say no to projects that weren't advancing Latinos. They weren't showing us in a positive light, roles that were gratuitous, and spreading untruths. Gina Rodriguez. Croons doesn't define who you are. You are a human being, you are special. And a great addition to society, Croons is just a part of your life. Try to be positive and proactive. Therein lies the solution. Mike McCready. I believe the only thing that we really have control over is our attitude. If we focus on the positive things in our lives and learn how to cope with all the surprises, we will be happier people. Brandon Jenner. I have to read something positive every single day. I have to have faith that the day is unfolding in a way that is going to be useful to somebody else. For me, living every day in gratitude has been profound for me. Lee Thompson. Scientists have demonstrated that dramatic, positive changes can occur in our lives as a direct result of facing an extreme challenge, whether it's coping with a serious illness, daring to quit smoking, or dealing with depression. Researchers call this post-traumatic growth. Jane McGonigal. Exercise, prayer, and meditation are examples of calming rituals. They have been shown to endorse a happier mood and provide a positive pathway through life's daily frustrations. Chuck Norris. I really feel that design has the capacity to communicate, and I really have concentrated on the communication of positive values. Marcel Wonders. Success or failure depends more upon attitude than upon capacity. Successful men act as though they have accomplished or are enjoying something. Soon it becomes a reality. Act, look, feel successful, conduct yourself accordingly, and you will be amazed at the positive results. William James. We are a consumer company, and our success is directly linked to our users trusting us. Therefore, we have the same incentive as the user. They want to see relevant advertising, so their experience of Google is positive, and we want to deliver it. Susan Wojcicki. I thought we were going to win a game, so we will take the disappointments. We will take the positives. Graham Roberts. We all have fear in life. I don't let that fear control me. I control it, manage it, use it as a positive. Nerman Perja. Dallas is a positive. Get it done, silly. Laura Miller. The thing is, I don't do these things for recognition, being a good teammate, being a positive member of the community. I do them because those things make me whole and complete. Dwayne Wade. A hero can get a positive response with a few flaws inherent. Arbaz Khan. When it comes to developing character strength, inner security, and unique personal and interpersonal talents and skills in a child, no institution can more ever will compare with or effectively substitute for the home's potential. For positive influence, Stephen Covey. You should also appreciate the goodness around you and surround yourself with positive people. Nadia Comaneci. It's really different without the fans because there's less atmosphere. No screaming after every corner or chance. With the positive, you can communicate with each other You can speak with each other. You can hear what the coach is screaming on the touchline, Joshua Kimmich. Social distance makes it all the easier to focus on small differences between groups, and to put a negative spin on the ways of others and a positive spin on our own. Daniel Goleman. Our thoughts really do create our lives. They've done a lot of research showing if you're an optimistic, positive person, you will be a healthier person then. If you're a sad, depressed, negative person, Alana Stewart. Just having a record out there and seeing the positive feedback and just being able to move on and work on something else is a really nice point to be at. Declan McKenna. If you're trying to talk about public issues and politics and showcase it in a positive, different way, I think people like the idea. John F. Kennedy Jr. Ambition has become a dirty word, and I believe it is a great evolutionary force for the positive. If people fail or go astray in their ambition, I can live with that, but not with people lowering their expectations, wasting time, slacking off, and glorifying failure and stupidity. Robert Greene. People don't really understand that having people stare and point and take pictures, even if it is in a positive framework, is quite isolating. There's no two ways about it. You feel a little bit, freakish. Emma Watson. I contracted malaria in rural Mozambique. I was a youth ambassador for Australia. For a year after high school, you give positive speeches about Australia, and as part of it, I traveled to lots of different countries. Rebel Wilson. When families are strong and stable, so are children, showing higher levels of well-being and more positive outcomes. So when things go wrong, either through family breakdown or a damaged parental relationship, the impact on a child's later life can be devastating. Ian Duncan Smith. I learned that as soon as you have a negative thought, just push it to the back of your mind. The question is, when it's you versus 11 others, can you be positive under pressure? That's what defines winners. Andrew Strauss. To be candid, some people have given positive thinking a bad name. I can't stand to. Hear some gung-ho individuals say that with positive thinking you can just do anything. Zig Ziglar. If you deny the fact that things are happening to you, that this is going on, whether it's negative or positive, you're just putting yourself behind the eight ball because you are not facing it head-on and dealing with it in a positive way that you've learned how to. Ryan Leaf. Well, a lot of people look at the negative things, the things that they did wrong, and which I adore, that I like to stress on the things I did right, because there are certain things that I like to look at from a positive standpoint. They are just positive reinforcement. Tiger Woods. I have only had positive interactions in relation to my impressions of people, which I'm happy because I do them with love, and I hope that the people who I do them with really like them. Kate McKinnon. Adopting a really positive attitude can work wonders to adding years to your life. A spring to your step, a sparkle to your eye, and all of that. Christy Brinkley. All this stuff doesn't happen to you for your own sake. It doesn't happen to you so you can fill your shelves with trophies or line your pockets with cash. It happens so you can have a positive influence and encourage other people. David Robinson.